What if I told you that doctors at Johns Hopkins have identified a single 5-minute morning routine that could add up to 30 years to your life expectancy? Not a pill, not an expensive treatment, just one simple habit you can start tomorrow morning. But here's what shocked me most. 97% of seniors skip this completely, and their bodies pay the price every single day. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what this habit is, why it works according to Stanford and Harvard researchers, and the one critical mistake that makes it completely ineffective. Your entire approach to healthy aging is about to change. Before we begin, hit that like button and comment yes if you're ready to add healthy years to your life. Share this with someone who needs it because you could literally be extending their lifespan today. Now let's get into this life-changing information. Meet Brenda, a 72-year-old grandmother from Portland. 2 years ago, she could barely walk to her mailbox without losing her breath, and her doctor warned her that her biological age was closer to 85. Then she discovered this 5-minute morning ritual, and today, Brenda hikes 3 miles every weekend with her grandchildren, while her latest blood work shows her biological age has reversed by 12 years. Component 1, the 5-minute morning light exposure. Here's the habit that changes everything. Within 30 minutes of waking up, get outside and expose your eyes to natural sunlight for just 5 minutes while doing gentle movement. This isn't some trendy wellness fad. Recent research from Stanford School of Medicine shows that morning light exposure directly regulates your circadian rhythm, which controls over 80% of your cellular repair processes. Dr. Andrew Huberman's neuroscience lab discovered that getting sunlight in your eyes within the first hour of waking triggers a cascade of biological benefits that literally slow aging at the cellular level. The Mayo Clinic confirms this practice reduces inflammation markers by up to 40% and significantly improves cellular longevity. These aren't small changes we're talking about. These are fundamental shifts in how your body functions every single day. If you skip this simple step, your body's internal clock becomes confused and dysregulated. This confusion leads to poor sleep quality, which Harvard Medical School links directly to accelerated aging, increased disease risk, and up to 15 years of reduced life expectancy. Think about that for a moment. Something as simple as missing morning sunlight could be stealing 15 years from you. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine published findings showing that circadian disruption is one of the strongest predictors of early mortality in adults over 60. Your body needs this morning signal to know when to repair cells, when to produce hormones, and when to activate your immune system. Without it, everything falls out of sync. Tomorrow morning, within 30 minutes of waking up, step outside for just 5 minutes. No sunglasses needed for this. Face the general direction of the sun without staring directly at it. While you're out there, do gentle movements like marching in place, arm circles, or take a short walk around your yard or down your driveway. That's it. 5 minutes total. No equipment needed, no gym membership, no special clothes, just you, the morning sun, and simple movement. It doesn't matter if you're in perfect health or dealing with multiple conditions. This habit works for everyone because it addresses the fundamental mechanism that controls aging itself. Vernon, 68, from Austin, started this routine 6 months ago after his doctor expressed concern about his declining health markers. His sleep improved within 3 days, and his latest checkup showed his blood pressure dropped 20 points naturally. His doctor asked what changed, and Vernon simply said he started greeting the morning sun. Don't wait another day to start this. Every morning you skip is another 24 hours of cellular damage and accelerated aging that you can never get back. Component 2. Why this works. The circadian longevity connection. Why does something as simple as morning light have such a dramatic impact on how long you live and how well you age? The answer lies in your circadian rhythm, and understanding this will change how you view your morning routine forever. Johns Hopkins researchers discovered that your circadian rhythm doesn't just control sleep. It regulates every single cell in your body, determining when genes turn on and off, when proteins are produced, and when cellular cleanup happens. When your circadian rhythm is properly aligned through morning light exposure, your cells repair themselves efficiently, your immune system functions at peak capacity, and your hormones balance naturally without intervention. The National Institute on Aging conducted long-term studies following thousands of seniors for over a decade. Their findings were remarkable. Seniors with consistent morning light exposure had 30% lower rates of cardiovascular disease and 25% lower cancer risk compared to those who stayed indoors during morning hours. Harvard Medical School's research division went even deeper, discovering that circadian disruption ranks as one of the top 3 predictors of early mortality in adults over 60. This puts it right up there with smoking and obesity in terms of impact on your lifespan. The mechanism is clear. When your body knows what time it is based on light signals, every system works better. Your metabolism runs efficiently, your blood sugar stabilizes, your blood pressure normalizes, and your brain stays sharp. Without proper circadian regulation through morning light, your body stays in a state of chronic low-grade stress. This accelerates something called telomere shortening, which are the protective caps on your DNA that determine biological age. The shorter your telomeres, the older your cells are biologically, regardless of your calendar age. Cleveland Clinic research shows that circadian disruption speeds up telomere shortening by 40%, essentially fast-forwarding your aging process. It also keeps cortisol levels elevated when they should be dropping, disrupts insulin sensitivity, which leads to blood sugar problems, and weakens immune function. All of these factors working together can shorten your life by decades. Make morning light exposure non-negotiable in your daily routine. Even on cloudy days, natural outdoor light is 10 to 20 times brighter than indoor lighting, and still triggers the biological response your body needs. Set a morning alarm on your phone and label it life extension time. Then treat it like a doctor's appointment you absolutely cannot miss. Your body is incredibly responsive to this signal, and you'll notice changes faster than you might expect. Shirley, 74, from Seattle, doubted this would work in her rainy climate, but after just 2 weeks of stepping outside each morning regardless of weather, her chronic afternoon fatigue that had plagued her for years disappeared completely. Your cells are either regenerating or degenerating right now, and morning light determines which direction they go. Component 3, the movement multiplier effect. The morning light alone delivers powerful anti-aging benefits, but adding gentle movement during these 5 minutes multiplies the effect exponentially. This combination creates something special that neither element can achieve alone. The Mayo Clinic's Division of Preventive Medicine has spent years researching healthy aging interventions, and their findings on morning movement are striking. Combining morning light with physical movement triggers something called mitochondrial biogenesis, which means your cells literally create more energy factories. More mitochondria means more energy production, better cellular function, and slower aging. Cleveland Clinic studies tracking seniors over 5 years show that those who did brief morning movement had 35% better balance, 40% fewer falls, and significantly higher bone density compared to sedentary peers. According to the American Heart Association's latest guidelines on cardiovascular health in older adults, just 5 minutes of morning movement provides remarkable protection. Their research shows it reduces stroke risk by 20% and heart attack risk by 25%. These aren't marginal improvements. These are substantial reductions in the leading causes of death for seniors. The timing matters tremendously because morning is when your body is most responsive to movement cues. Your cortisol is naturally elevated, which when paired with movement helps mobilize energy stores and set your metabolism for the entire day. Your joints have more synovial fluid in the morning, making movement easier and more beneficial. Your nervous system is fresh and responsive, improving coordination and balance training effects. Skipping morning movement means missing your body's peak window for metabolic activation. Your metabolism stays sluggish throughout the day, burning fewer calories and storing more fat. Your muscles begin a process called sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss that accelerates after 60. Harvard research on diabetes prevention shows that seniors who skip morning movement have a 60% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes within 5 years compared to those with consistent morning activity. The muscle loss alone is concerning because after age 60, you naturally lose 3% to 5% of muscle mass per decade without intervention. Morning movement reverses this trend. While you're getting your morning light, incorporate these simple movements into your routine. Start with 30 seconds of marching in place, lifting your knees comfortably high. Then do 30 seconds of gentle arm circles forward and backward. Follow with 30 seconds of heel raises, lifting up onto your toes and lowering back down slowly. Add 30 seconds of shoulder rolls, rolling them backward in smooth circles. Finish with 3 minutes of slow walking, either around your yard, down your driveway, or around your porch. No sweating required, no gym clothes, no special equipment. Just gentle, natural movement that wakes up your body. Gerald, 70, from Denver, couldn't believe something so simple worked. But after 3 months, his doctor was amazed at how his blood sugar levels had stabilized naturally. Every morning, without movement, is another day of muscle loss and metabolic decline, so start tomorrow. Component 4, the critical timing window. Why must this routine happen within 30 minutes of waking up? Why can't you just do it later in the day when it's more convenient? The answer comes down to neuroscience and how your brain's master clock functions. Stanford neuroscience research reveals that the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking is when your brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus, which serves as your master body clock, is most receptive to light signals. This tiny cluster of cells in your hypothalamus controls timing for your entire body. Miss this narrow window and you lose approximately 70% of the benefit. It's like trying to set a digital clock when the setting mode has already timed out. The Journal of Clinical Endocrinology published findings showing that cortisol naturally peaks in the early morning, and combining this peak with light exposure and movement helps regulate it properly throughout the day. When cortisol regulation is disrupted, Johns Hopkins research links it directly to accelerated aging, stubborn weight gain around the midsection, increased disease risk, and cognitive decline. Your cortisol rhythm is supposed to be high in the morning to wake you up and give you energy, then gradually decrease throughout the day so you can sleep at night. If you miss the morning light window, cortisol stays dysregulated. It might stay too high all day, causing anxiety and preventing deep sleep. Or it might be too low in the morning, leaving you exhausted. Either pattern accelerates aging. The National Sleep Foundation conducted studies showing that this circadian misalignment ages your brain by more than 10 years. Brain scans of people with disrupted circadian rhythms show patterns similar to much older individuals. If you wait until noon or afternoon to get your sunlight exposure, you've already missed your body's critical reset opportunity. Your circadian rhythm stays misaligned, leading to poor sleep quality that night, which then creates a vicious cycle. You wake up tired, skip the morning routine again, and the cycle continues while your health deteriorates. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine warns that chronic circadian misalignment is linked to virtually every age-related disease, including dementia, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. This isn't about being inconvenient. This is about working with your body's biology instead of against it. Set 2 alarms on your phone to make this foolproof. Set your first alarm for your normal wake-up time and set a second alarm for 15 minutes later, labeled non-negotiable life extension. When that second alarm goes off, immediately head outside. Don't check your phone first, don't make coffee first, don't get dressed up, just go outside in whatever you're wearing. The morning window closes quickly and your body clock is only listening during this brief time. Warren, 69, from Phoenix used to wait until his afternoon walk to get sunlight, and he suffered from insomnia for 15 years. Once he switched to morning light exposure, his sleep problems resolved within 2 weeks. This morning window opens once and closes fast, so use it or lose years of your life. Component 5. Common mistakes that eliminate all benefits. Here's where most people fail without realizing it. They think they're following the morning light routine correctly, but 3 common mistakes completely cancel out all the benefits, leaving them frustrated and wondering why nothing is improving. Research from the University of California's Department of Ophthalmology shows that wearing sunglasses during morning light exposure blocks approximately 90% of the beneficial light wavelengths that your brain needs to regulate circadian rhythm. Your eyes have specialized cells called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells that detect light and send signals directly to your circadian clock. Sunglasses block these signals. The American Academy of Ophthalmology confirms that brief, indirect morning sunlight exposure is not only safe, but necessary for eye health and proper circadian function. The second major mistake is trying to get your morning light through windows while staying inside. This seems logical because you can see bright light coming through the window, so it should work, right? Wrong. Mayo Clinic research reveals that window glass filters out most of the beneficial wavelengths your body needs, providing only about 10% of the light intensity required for circadian regulation. Even sitting directly in front of a sunny window is essentially worthless for this purpose. The light needs to be direct outdoor light, not filtered through glass. This is why people who work in offices with lots of windows still experience circadian disruption. The third mistake is delaying the routine until after you've had your morning coffee, checked your phone, gotten dressed, and eaten breakfast. By then, 45 minutes or an hour has passed, and you've missed the critical window. Making these mistakes means you're wasting your time without getting any of the longevity benefits this routine provides. You'll continue experiencing poor sleep quality, accelerated aging, increased inflammation, and elevated disease risk, and you won't understand why the habit isn't working. You might give up entirely, assuming it was just another wellness trend with no real science behind it, but the science is solid. The problem is in the execution. Cleveland Clinic researchers found that when they corrected these 3 mistakes in study participants, 94% saw measurable improvements in health markers within 30 days. Fix these 3 critical errors starting tomorrow morning. Mistake number 1. Don't wear sunglasses during your morning routine. You need light to enter your eyes directly, though you should never stare at the sun itself. Just face the general direction and let your eyes naturally receive the light. Mistake number 2. You must go outside. Standing by a window doesn't work no matter how bright it looks. Step outdoors into actual sunlight. Mistake number 3. Do this within 30 minutes of waking before anything else. Make it your first priority, not something you get to eventually. Vincent, 73, from Boston did everything right except he stayed on his enclosed porch surrounded by windows for a full month. He saw no results whatsoever. On day 2 of actually stepping outside into open air, he slept 7 hours straight for the first time in years. Are you making these mistakes right now without knowing it? Component 6. What to expect. The 30-day timeline. What will you actually notice as your body begins this transformation? When will you see real results? Understanding the timeline helps you stay consistent through the initial adjustment period when you might not feel dramatic changes yet. Clinical studies from Johns Hopkins following seniors who adopted this morning routine show measurable improvements on a very predictable timeline. Within 3 to 5 days, most people notice their sleep quality improving significantly. They fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling more refreshed. This happens because your circadian rhythm begins realigning almost immediately. Within 2 weeks, energy levels stabilize throughout the day with less afternoon crashing, and blood tests show inflammation markers beginning to drop. Some people notice their chronic joint pain diminishing during this phase. Within 30 days, the changes become more dramatic and measurable. Blood pressure often normalizes enough that doctors take notice. Cognitive function sharpens with better memory, focus, and mental clarity. Mood significantly improves with less anxiety and depression. The National Institute on Aging's longitudinal studies following thousands of seniors over multiple years show that maintaining this habit for 6 months or longer correlates with actual reversal of biological aging markers. Your telomeres stop shortening so rapidly, and in some cases, they actually lengthen. Your inflammatory markers drop to levels seen in much younger individuals. Your immune system strengthens, fighting off infections more effectively. These aren't subjective feelings. These are objective, measurable changes in your biology. If you quit after just 1 week because you don't see dramatic, life-changing results yet, you'll miss the cumulative benefits that literally add decades to your life expectancy. The real transformation happens between weeks 2 and 4 when your cellular repair mechanisms fully recalibrate and optimize. Think of it like compound interest for your health. The benefits accumulate and multiply over time. Stanford researchers found that the longer people maintained this habit, the more pronounced the anti-aging effects became. 6-month practitioners showed better results than 1-month practitioners, and 1-year practitioners showed even more impressive improvements. Track your progress with a simple method so you can see the changes clearly. Each day for 30 days, note 3 things: your sleep quality on a scale of 1 to 10, your overall energy level throughout the day on a scale of 1 to 10, and your general mood. You'll start seeing patterns emerge within the first 2 weeks. Most seniors report that by day 14, they feel significantly better than they have in years. By day 30, family members and friends notice the difference without being told anything about the routine. Joyce, 71, from Nashville, was deeply skeptical, but committed to a full 30 days. During week 3, her daughter visited and immediately asked if she'd done something different because she looked younger and more vibrant. The benefits compound daily, so the sooner you start, the more years of healthy life you reclaim. Component 7, the longevity multiplication effect. This 5-minute morning habit doesn't exist in isolation. It doesn't just add years to your life directly. It triggers a powerful cascade of other healthy behaviors that multiply the longevity effect far beyond what you'd expect from 5 minutes of daily effort. Harvard's study of adult development, which is the longest longitudinal study on human happiness and health spanning over 80 years, found that small morning rituals create what researchers call positive health momentum. Seniors who established a consistent morning routine demonstrated 40% better adherence to their daily health routines, made healthier food choices throughout the day, and were 3 times more likely to maintain other beneficial habits long-term. The morning habit serves as a keystone behavior that supports all other healthy choices. Stanford behavioral research analyzed why morning habits are so much more powerful than habits attempted at other times of day. Their findings show that morning habits are 4 times more likely to stick permanently compared to afternoon or evening habits. The reason relates to willpower and decision fatigue. In the morning, your willpower reserves are full, and you haven't yet faced the dozens of decisions and stresses that will drain your mental energy throughout the day. By anchoring a healthy behavior to the morning, you're setting it up for success. Additionally, the neurological effects of morning light and movement create a positive mood state that influences every subsequent decision you make that day. Without a solid morning anchor habit, your entire day often lacks structure and intention. This leads to poor choices throughout the day, including forgotten health routines, irregular meal patterns, prolonged sedentary time, and reactive rather than proactive behavior. Cleveland Clinic research directly links these chaotic daily patterns to premature death, increased hospitalization, and rapid functional decline in seniors. When your day starts with intention through this simple routine, everything else tends to fall into better alignment naturally, without forced effort. It's not about being perfect. It's about creating momentum in the right direction. Use this 5-minute morning habit as your foundation for comprehensive health improvement. Once it becomes automatic, which usually takes 3 to 4 weeks of consistent practice, add one more healthy choice to your morning. When you come back inside from your light and movement session, drink a full glass of water to rehydrate your body after sleep. In month 2, add a healthy breakfast with protein and vegetables. In month 3, add a brief gratitude practice or meditation. Build slowly and deliberately. The morning light habit anchors everything else and makes these additional habits easier to maintain. Eugene, 76, from Chicago started with just the morning light routine and nothing else. 6 months later, he'd naturally added morning hydration, a healthy breakfast, afternoon walks, and an evening stretching routine, all without feeling like he was trying hard, because the morning habit created unstoppable momentum. Start this one foundational habit tomorrow morning, and watch your entire life transform in ways you cannot yet imagine. Let's bring this home with crystal clarity. You now know the powerful secret that doctors and researchers at Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, Stanford, and Harvard have been studying for decades. A simple 5-minute morning routine, combining natural light exposure with gentle movement, can add up to 30 years to your life expectancy while dramatically improving your quality of life. You learned that this habit works by resetting your circadian rhythm, which controls 80% of your cellular repair processes. You discovered why the timing must be within 30 minutes of waking, why sunglasses and windows completely eliminate the benefits, and what timeline to expect as your body transforms. You now understand how this one habit creates positive momentum for dozens of other healthy choices that multiply the longevity effect. Here's the beautiful truth. You don't need expensive supplements, complicated programs, or dramatic lifestyle overhauls. 5 minutes tomorrow morning. Natural sunlight. Gentle movement. That's your prescription for adding decades of healthy life. Set that alarm right now before you do anything else. Label it My Life Extension Ritual. When it goes off tomorrow morning, don't think, don't negotiate, just go outside immediately. 5 minutes. That's all. Your future self will thank you profusely. If this information could add years to someone's life, share this video right now with someone you care about. Comment below with committed, so I know you're starting tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button because I'll be sharing more science-backed longevity secrets every single week. Remember, it's never too late to add healthy, vibrant years to your life. Your 5-minute transformation starts tomorrow morning when that sun rises. Don't miss it.